if the crap show on the global stage doesn't have you wanting to vacuum seal and store some rice and beans, then look around in your local area and look at the crime and just a complete downgrade in anything human that makes up our society. Welcome back to the holler, and this is a subject here that I'm going to cover, and I'm not going to pull many punches on. I'm going to try to stay within reason here without going completely off the redneck wagon. But everything going on with China, Russia, Iran, and all that mess, and the lack of anything that we have that resembles leadership in this country. There's local issues that we are dealing with here where I live, and when discussing these issues with a couple local law enforcement agencies, now first of all, I'm not going to blame or hold responsible any single police officer, deputy, or anything like that. Our system is broken. Our politics are broken. The policies that they have to follow are broken. Are there bad police officers out there? Yes, there are. Are there bad doctors and nurses out there? Yes, there are. Are there bad cashiers and waitresses out there? Yes, there are. You don't see those on 24-hour news cycle, though. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because, like I said, there's an element in our area that we've been contending with, that there's been discussions with a couple law enforcement agencies. And while I have confidence in our law enforcement, I was informed by the one who sits in an office 12 miles from where I live, 12 miles, and told me that we live too far out for him to have his officers come and do any regular patrols in our area. 12 miles from this man's office, his headquarters. And we live too far out for him to get any kind of routine or regular patrol in our area. So, living where we live, growing up here in West Virginia, we are rural. I was a paramedic for 13 years. I understand response times in a rural area, okay? When you cover an entire county and I'm on one end of the county and you're on the other end of the county and you need help, okay? So it's going to take me 15, 20 minutes depending on where you're at, if not longer, if there's anything like weather delaying it, for me to get there to help you, okay? So that's why basic first aid, that's why CPR, all of that stuff is very important for you to know, just in case. Along with that comes is the knowledge and the experience of how to handle, use, maintain, and responsibly own a firearm. And I'm bringing that up because while firearm ownership is something that I do and I have, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you what I do and do not have, with everything going on a global stage and locally, I can tell you that we have doubled down on ammunition. And what I didn't already have a surplus or a supply of, we have increased that stock more. And just because I've noticed that doing searches for it and finding it locally, I'm not going to go. I don't patronize Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm not going to drive 40 miles to go get a better deal when I can order it online in bulk and get a much better price delivered to my door. And that's what I've done. And one of the ones that I just recently found is called Velocity Ammo, and it's online, and they're out of Richmond, Virginia. And I was very happy with the price, the quantity, and the promptness of getting it to me. So what I'm going to tell you is if you don't own a firearm and you are capable of owning a firearm, find somebody to teach you how to use one. A very simple firearm to learn and operate is a shotgun. And a shotgun is a very versatile weapon because you can use a shotgun to hunt squirrel, turkey, doves, birds of all kinds, to deer, to even bear. Not that I would really want to, but if I needed to, hunt a bear and I only had a shotgun, that's what I would use. But you can go from scatter, just your standard BBs like for bird shot or the number 4, number 5 shot, to double-aught buck, and then into rifled slugs. And even if you have a rifled barrel, you can get into the sabot rounds. So You know, it's a very versatile weapon that you can use not only to defend and protect you and yourself and your home and your loved ones, but you can also use it for hunting pretty much all game, at least in this state. Now, I say this because I've noticed a lot of the channels that I subscribe to on YouTube that include homesteading, permaculture practices, and stuff like that, that there's been a slight increase, or actually them just for the first time, me hearing them start talking about preparedness, more focused on preparedness, you know, like food storage and everything like that, and having good food stores. And I'm sure there's plenty of other channels out there that's going to cover the firearms and the protection topic, but I'm going to tell you now, because of what we've experienced here recently locally. Neighboring county is, I, I was a paramedic in that county for 13 years, and there are almost 2 to 3 times a week your shots fired calls they're having to respond to, vehicle pursuits, you know, standoffs, all kinds of crazy stuff. That it wasn't, it's not unheard of now, but back in 20 years ago, it wasn't that society. And it's not just that county, it's all counties. I mean, everywhere. Crime is just picking up because we have a legal system instead of a justice system anymore that does not deter crime. And it does not deter crime. In the state of West Virginia here, you can almost get in more trouble for a first offense DUI or having a little bit of marijuana than you can for murder. And the truth of that is West Virginia doesn't have a death penalty, and first degree murder with mercy will get you out in 15 years with good behavior. So, you know, things just aren't right. And I'm not encouraging, nor do I think DUI is a victimless crime. I think it's a terrible thing to do. And any consequences that you face are rightly so. And the same goes with any kind of drugs. But if you want to smoke weed in your house by yourself with your friends and not go out and drive, and, you know, whatever, I have no opinion on that to that extent. But you know, there's just no deterrence for crime. There's nobody is being held responsible for their actions to any degree that would deter future, you know, recidivism. And you just, like I said, that statement by a law enforcement official that sitting 12 miles from me said that I live too far out for him to get his guys to do any kind of routine patrol in our area. Expect to self-rescue. And I believe I've said that several times on previous videos, that when it all comes down to it, you're going to have to depend on yourself. So self-reliance and self-sufficiency doesn't mean food alone. It means protecting yourself, your family, your home, your property, to whatever extent you feel you need to based on the threat you're presented with. So yes, I am going to encourage all reasonable, rational, and responsible adults that if you are in a position where you are capable of legally owning and learning to operate, if you don't know how to, a firearm, to get armed, get trained, get proficient, and maintain and stay safe. All right, enough. I'm sitting here enjoying the sunshine. I still got stuff to do. Get prepared, stay free, take care, and God bless.